Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
Here on a marvelous Monday as we get rocking and rolling, another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. I want to welcome all of you in. Thanks for joining us on Spirit 94.3, the Spirit of Huntsville. Hope lives right here. Also, if you're watching this morning across the social media feeds, it is a wonderful day to get started here with all of you. And do me a favor, as we get started, send in a text message. You can do that on our phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, that number super easy. 936-339-0139 is the number to text. You can also email us, victory@spiritradio.fm, or as many of you do, you can always comment in on our social media feeds, and it's super easy to do. You just go down there to the bottom and type in a comment and say good morning. And I want to start this morning just with a little gratitude. You know, I was so thankful to wake up. I had an uneasy dream last night. It's one of those dreams that you wish you didn't have, and I don't remember a lot of my dreams, but it's just one that involved family members and them not being here anymore. And, you know, I get a little sad thinking about it, but I'm also full of joy because I know where those family members are, and I know that I will get to see them again one day. And so this morning, I just chose to have a little more gratitude today to say, you know, I'm going to be thankful for all my friends, for my family, and that was kind of my go-to this morning. And maybe some of you need that this morning. Maybe there's somebody out there today that's saying, you know, I just need a little bit more gratitude. I need to be a little more thankful for whoever that person is in my life, that maybe I don't give them enough thanks. And so today, go ahead and make that your start to this marvelous Monday. Well, hey, underwriting support for this program is made possible in part by Elliott's Jewelers. Local jeweler here in Huntsville's website is elliotsjewelers.com, and also Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. 3 locations in Huntsville, and have been here for over 28 years. Their website, tomorrowspromise.info. We appreciate all of our underwriting support. If you'd like to help support this station, you can do so as well. And we don't really have anything that tells you, here's what you need to do or what you got to do. You just pray about it. Whatever the Lord puts on your heart, you know, we'll accept that. It's not advertising. It's not promotion. It's just simply a way for you to support what we do here on Spirit Radio. And we are allowed to give you recognition, just not promotional recognition. So we would generously appreciate your support because we have somebody new, but not really new. But now somebody on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the most part. And I'm super flexible, and he's a busy young man. So if something comes up and he's like, Rob, we got this thing I got to go to over the weekend. I can't be here on Friday. I'm going to say no problem. But please join me in welcoming in, it's not really new, but Joshua Mashi starting today on this marvelous Monday. Josh, good to see you. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. You've been here. You got here early, got you clocked in.
Yeah.
And I had to program a clock-in system just for you, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate in the clock-in system that prayer because it made me stop. And I was like, I need to pray before coming into my job. And so as soon as I walked in through those doors, I prayed. And I really appreciate that. It was really encouraging.
That's cool, man. Well, Josh is talking about on our clock-in system, I've created a little thing on there that it reminds you to pray. Now, here's the good news, because some people would be like, okay, click the clock-in button, but then you got to pray and then you clock in. No. We're going to be generous. We're going to give you that time here at Spirit Radio. So when you clock in, you're clocked in. You don't have to pray first and then clock in. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah. Some people may put in there, now go ahead and start with a 30-minute prayer.
And then
and then clock in. So I was thinking of that yesterday when I was programming all this, and I was like, I don't want to make it like paid to pray, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna like not pay somebody for showing up and clocking in and then asking them to pray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I thought it's kind of neat. I'm really excited when you clock out today, what you're gonna see.
Okay.
There's a trick in there.
Okay.
Not a trick, but like a surprise. That's the word I'm looking for. There's a surprise when you clock out.
Okay. I'm excited.
There's no other time. There's no other like clock in and out system like this in the world.
I bet there isn't. Yeah.
Nah, there probably is. Let's be honest.
No, I think you're really creative.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's not me. Here's something I wanted to mention this morning. We do have Kay's Monday Mindset. Kay and Rick, by the way, aren't here. They are traveling this morning. They're at a conference, so they are not joining us. So it's just Josh and I hanging out. But here's something that I want to mention. I am thankful for AI technology. There is a lot of good, just like anything. We can look at the face of something and say, well, that's good or that's bad. And anything, honestly, can be bad. Any single thing. This chair could be bad that I'm sitting in. There could be something on this chair that's bad. This table could be bad. That light could be bad. The light could be too bright. It could blind me. But there's also good in a lot of things. This chair is good because it has 4 wheels and it's keeping me upright and I'm not falling down. The light isn't bright enough, so it's good. This studio is good because it's a place that we can come and we can promote and highlight the positive in our community. We can share the gospel through the airwaves on Spirit 94.3. The internet is really bad, but it's also really good. And you just have to make sure that you're finding things that align with good. And so for me, AI has been a good thing. And when you mentioned creativity, man, I've always felt, I don't know if you've ever been like this, Josh, or anybody else out there, but I've always had these ideas and I get to this brick wall and I can't get over the brick wall. And it doesn't matter how much I study something or research something. Sometimes we're just limited and we can't get across the brick wall. Now, we're taught we live in a world that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And there's some truth to that, but there's also truth to, and by the way, this isn't Kay's Monday Mindset. She has a Monday Mindset with Kay Boning. We're going to have that in a minute. This is Rob's Monday Mindset. But the reality is some of us, we need a little extra push. And it's no matter what we do, no matter how much we read something or research something. Me, I'm terrible at math. I've failed. You wouldn't believe this, Josh. I failed computer science in high school. I dropped out of it. I had a 40. It was the worst grade I ever made in any class ever. And I had to drop out of the class. And people are like, Rob, you're a computer whiz. Why do you have a 40? Because I didn't understand the math of the programming. Like I could see it and visualize what that block of code meant, but I couldn't tell you why it did what it did. I just knew what it did. And I don't know how to explain that. And I read books and I tried to understand it more and I could never figure it out. And so for that reason, the teacher was failing me because your programs work flawlessly. There was no AI back then. There was no way that I could have said, hey, generate this for me. But he failed me because I couldn't tell him why it did what it did. I said, I can't tell you. I just know how it works. And it didn't matter how much I studied or I just never could figure it out. And so for me, the AI has enabled my creativity of ideas that I've had to really come to life. One of them is we're talking on this station. There's a little meter there on your screen that shows our volume level.
Yep.
That little volume level that you can't see, but Joshua can, it's something that's really simple, but it didn't exist in a simple way on the computer that we use. There's software out there and they charge for it. Man, in like 15 minutes, I wrote that using AI. Our time clock software, I had an idea for it because I needed to track your hours. I wrote that using AI. The way that it looks, the way I wanted it styled, that was still my creativity, but the AI helped me get over that bridge. So that little system that you're using this morning, Josh, to clock in and out, that probably would have been about a $1,500 to $2,000 programming, for somebody to do that. And it probably would have taken, I would say, a week or two just for that basic program. But man, with the power of the AI, I had that thing written in less than an hour last night. So that's what I'm getting at. Sometimes we need a little extra boost and we can use things for good to give us that boost, but don't rely on it for everything. And that's where I have a problem with the AI is because I'm used it so much, and I'm so immersed in it now that when I am at presentations that someone's giving, I know that they have generated 100% that from AI. Have you ever been in a situation, Josh, where like someone's reading something and you know that like they're reading it word for word for word?
Yeah,
Sounds like a script, right?
it does.
Good morning, Josh. Thank you for being here this morning too. It's okay to have that, but you have to have your own flair to it as well to make it feel real. And I'm seeing it all across the board now in so many different industries. And I'm not knocking it because I use it. But where I start to have a problem with it is if we lean on it for everything. And I'm really worried that in the next 5 to 10 years, as this technology progresses, that it's going to be a negative thing in some ways. I mean, you're in school. What's the policy on it? I got accused of using it at ORU. And it really, I don't know, man. It like really flamed my feathers, I don't know if that's a real phrase. Flamed my feathers. It upset me, and I was so upset about it that I called my advisor, and I was like, hey, I just got zeroed on 2 of these projects. And I was like, I assure you that I did not use AI to do the complete project. I used it within the boundaries of what we are told that we could use it for to help me with an outline. But I was like, I was up till 3 a.m. working on these. And she's like, yes, I know that professor, they use software and that software isn't always. I was like, no, it's not always right. You want to see the research paper that I found on how it's flagging stuff wrong all the time now? And it was kind of a wake up call for me that maybe it's time to kind of slow down anyways. I'm not going to put forth my effort into something and then, be accused of something. You're probably seeing it in school. I mean, what's the policy for you guys in school?
Yeah, the policies, like, you can't use it to cheat. You can't use it for like to do your entire work, but if you do use it, you can use it for an outline or creativity. I use it a lot for like outlines and stuff. Yesterday I was using it because one of my classes, we had to watch videos, and those videos were like office styled videos on educations and teachers and boundaries between teachers and students. But they were filmed in a way like they teach, but they're like, have you ever seen The Office?
Yeah, I've seen it. I just never watched like a full episode.
That's how it's filmed though.
Cool.
And it's like really funny and interesting, and like you learn a lot from it. But sometimes in the video they don't say word for word what the teacher's asking. And so I asked ChatGPT to help me formulate a response to what the teacher's asking. I don't necessarily copy what ChatGPT says. Like in the areas where it talks about like write a paragraph and stuff, like all this is from me. But I get the ideas of what to write about. Like I asked ChatGPT like what would be good to write about. And it would tell me what to write, or like what ideas to write about.
I mean, I'm not knocking, but I just want to encourage people to be careful, to not use it as a crutch, because there's something that AI uses called parallel contrasting. And guess where I learned about parallel contrasting? From AI. But I studied it, and it opened up the door, and I researched it outside of AI. I did some more research on this. And parallel contrasting is when you use phrases like, it's not only about this, but it's about that. And AI generates text so much that says that. You could go into ChatGPT right now, and you could say something like, write a story about my hometown. And it'll put something in there like, in Huntsville, it's not just about the good culture, it's about the scenery. It'll say stuff like that. And so when I'm at a presentation, a professional presentation, and I've been to a few of these, when the speaker starts saying, it's not just about sustainability, it's about this, I'm like, oh, here we go. I hear my father-in-law in my, here we go. And so this morning, be mindful of the technology and use it and embrace it, but don't let it do 100% of the work for you. It's like a washing machine, right? I wonder how many people were upset when the washing machine came out, Josh. Do you think that there were some people upset about the washing machine?
They probably called it the Antichrist.
Yeah, there's probably,
Yeah.
there had to have been somebody out there, some little grandma, some mom that was just livid about the washing machine.
It destroys quality time.
Yeah, it destroys it. But here's the thing about the washing machine. It provides a convenience, yes, but you still have to do the work. Man, you got to load up the clothes. You got to put them in. You got to pour in the soap. You got to close it. You got to hit the start button. Then you have to unload it, put it in the dryer. And then guess what you have to do after that? There's not a machine out there that I know of yet that automatically folds all of your clothes. Now, if there was something like that, I would be down for that.
Me too.
Because I could have better quality time with my family versus sitting in a room folding clothes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, just some things to think about this morning. I have no idea why I went off on that direction, but it was just some things on my heart. And, I guess it was because you were talking about creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And it is cool because this technology is allowing people to be very creative. But please, still put some of your brain into the creativity. Don't let it do all of it. Another one right now that's really popular with stuff like ChatGPT, I can recognize right away when it generates graphics because all the graphics look the same. If you're generating flyers with ChatGPT, everybody's flyer is starting to look the same now. I don't know if you've seen that, Josh, on social media. I see flyers. And again, I'm not knocking. There may be somebody listening or watching this morning that does that, and I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, don't allow it to do everything for you. Please put some genuinity. Is that a word? Genuality? Originality.
Yeah.
Put some originality into it. Because I can look now at posts and I can see, I'm like, that was 100% generated by AI. And so somebody may, well, how do I put my originality into it when it's just a prompt? Upload a few pictures with it and say, you use these pictures that I took along with I've done that before. I've created images, but perfect example, like our series here at church. I use AI to help us develop the graphics. But what's really cool is, like for this series, the Last Word series, I had an idea. And it started with me taking a picture of a Bible in a windowsill here at the church. And with prompt engineering, I finally got it to the point of where I liked it. And it turned out, I thought, pretty cool. There was a sunshine kind of coming through the window. The Bible's there. And then I used AI to help flip the pages of that Bible to create that sermon graphic. But there was still some originality into it. Like I had to think of the idea to put it in the windowsill. I took an original picture. And to me, it made it, like if I would have just said, generate this and use this and not done anything else, I probably would have felt kind of guilty about that, to be honest. But it feels good knowing that I put a little bit into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have y'all taken classes? I'll get off of this subject in a few minutes, but have y'all taken, like, are there classes that they're offering now at the universities about AI and like how to prompt engineer and stuff?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of the classes talking about that, but in all of our classes, they say like AI is prohibited unless like it's not copy paste and it's like to generate ideas and to like in actually in my education classes, they all asked me to like I've had an assignment in every single one of them to generate a lesson plan using AI. And they tell us like you can do that, but you have to like fix it and like see it, because AI doesn't necessarily know human experiences, but it can give you ideas on how to make your class more effective and how like the students would enjoy their classes and how like you'd be able to teach them that and how they would be able to retain that information. But you'd have to still like fix it, go like post-production basically.
See, I think it's cool. Like for my children, we have them in Montessori school. And it's cool because early on, I didn't know anything about Montessori. Honestly, I thought it was like this, I don't know, like this weird thing just because the word, well, it's someone's name. It's a doctor. Started Montessori education. It's hands-on. And so they're not using electronic gadgets and all this stuff at Montessori schools. They're hands-on. They're doing stuff with like wood toys and tactical learning. My little girl, it's so amazing now. She knows the alphabet. She's not even 5 years old yet. And she knows the letters, and she can write probably 1/3, maybe 2/3 of the alphabet now. And because they do stuff like they trace the letters. AI, you're not going to be able to trace a letter with AI, you know? And so I think it's cool, that learning method, moving away from the electronics. And I've talked about it. What episode are we on? Like 723? Is that right today? I think we're on 723. And I probably, if that's the case, I probably mentioned this on 700 of the 723 episodes. They're like, man, we got to move away from all that stuff with children. And it's like I went out to eat on Sunday. I went out to eat by myself. You ever go out to eat by yourself? Have you done that before, like at a restaurant?
Not at a restaurant, but at a fast food place, yeah.
Well, see, like fast food's different, but I went into a Mexican restaurant by myself on Saturday. I just wrapped up the pineapple run, which went really well, by the way. I didn't run.
Oh.
I was just the MC for Deanna this year.
Okay.
But it was an awesome turnout, a record number. And I wanted to give a shout out to the 420 plus that came out to Cape Bar Ross Park. Just an important day. I wanted to highlight these things. We're going to take a break here in a moment, but I wanted to highlight these big events real quick. And then we're going to take a break and come back with the Monday Mindset with Kay Boning, read by Rob Hipp and Josh Mashi. But a couple of really important events this weekend that I was so thankful to be a part of. The Pineapple Run, the Peyton Irwin Foundation honors Peyton Irwin, a young lady who tragically lost her life senselessly because somebody was texting and driving behind her, ran into the vehicle that she was a part of, and she didn't make it to her destination. And we know Deanna Irwin, her husband Billy, they've been on this show. They're friends of this community. Deanna and I share the same birthday, so there's like a special bond because of our April the 8th birthdays. But she had asked me, BJ McMichael normally does that. He's out celebrating 25 years with his beautiful wife, and so they've been out. And so Deanna asked me, hey, can you help out again this year with the Pineapple Run? I said, absolutely. And 420 plus, I think it was a record number of people came out. And it was so much fun being out there and being a part of the Pineapple Run. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody who took advantage of that, came out, and learned more about the dangers of not just texting and driving, but distracted driving. Great event on Saturday. By the way, our very own Taylor Chandler, who joins us on Wednesdays, she was out there. She finished 4th in the 1 mile division. So that was pretty cool.
Out of how many people?
There's probably, in the 1 mile, I'd probably say there's probably like 80 or 90. I mean, there was a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
There was like 300 in the 5K. There was a lot, maybe 350. So
is that what Ashley and Ashton did?
Yeah. I think they were out there. Yep.
Ashton beat Ashley by 6 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you could just you can walk the 5K too.
I know. I was just saying that because I didn't know until yesterday. Miss Linda was like, Ashley. She walked up to Ashton and she said, Ashley's really upset with you because you beat her by 6 minutes. And so I found it funny.
That's a pretty big gap.
Yeah. I was like,
wait, Ashton beat Ashley?
Yes.
Good job, Ashton. Proud of you. Proud of you, boy.
We'll let him know that we gave him a shout out.
Yeah. Because it's walking too. But that was an incredible event. And then, there was a lot going on. Tyler Fordyce, who helps out with the station from time to time, his little girl, they had her first birthday. She was 1 year old. So shout out.
Wait, on Thursday?
On Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So shout out to little Evie as she turns 1. And I did get to make it out there. There was also a fish fry I didn't get to make it out to. I was going to do all of this stuff, by the way. But what happened after the run was I was hungry. And I thought, I'm going to bring some breakfast to my wife and my children. Because
the run's in the morning?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was up at like 5:30, and then I didn't get over there until 7:30. But, yeah, it was at 8 o'clock Saturday morning.
Okay.
And so after it was over, I got breakfast. And I was going to get it to go, some breakfast tacos. But I was like, man, I'm just really tired. And I'd like to sit down. And I felt lonely. But I went in, and there's this little tiny table against the wall. A little small table with one chair on either side. I said, that looks really comfortable. And so I sat there and I had chips and salsa. I had like 3 breakfast tacos. And I sat by myself for about an hour in solitude, enjoying my breakfast tacos while everyone around me was in a group and enjoying themselves. I was by myself, lonely, deserted, but in peace.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if you enjoyed it or you didn't enjoy
It
it.
sounded kind of depressing.
Well, it sounded hopeful at the end because you said in peace, but everything else sounded like depressing.
Wait, I'm going to try this real quick.
Okay.
I sat there, lonely, deserted, and in peace. This was how I did it. By myself. I am not Optimus Prime. I'm working on it, Josh.
I think you're killing it.
All right. Well, hey, one other event that happened this weekend, a great turnout for the annual Rotary Wine Quest. Last year over $75,000 was generated. The Karen and Vance Howard Foundation matching dollar for dollar what came in. They did that last year, and that's why we got to over $75,000. And I know we probably did pretty close to that again this last weekend. So a big thank you to everyone who came out to our annual Wine Quest event. There's a lot of people come that don't drink wine. They just come to celebrate and to help out Rotary. And I was hopped up on sweet tea. They had a lot of sweet tea flowing through that place. And so I emceed that event. One thing that I want to say when I MC events, it's a privilege to do it. I wish I could do it more. But just with family and stuff, I don't get to do it a whole lot anymore. I'm not saying that negatively, but I want to be present for my family, and there's only so much that you can do. And these were a couple of events that were easy for me to do because of the scheduling and how it worked. And so I didn't mind helping Deanna. Definitely didn't mind helping Rotary because I've been a part of it. I help Kay with their event every year, and I don't mind doing that. I've helped CASA in the past. I've helped Safe House. And I wish I could do more. Just time constraints make it a little difficult with the 2 little ones, and we don't have family here. And so when I volunteer for these events, it ends up costing me because I have to hire a babysitter to come in. And shout out Abigail Bay, by the way. She did an awesome job watching our little ones. They just think the world of her. Alyssa helps us out quite a bit as well. I've had Addison. I should know this. I'm sorry. Sometimes Optimus forgets who watches the children. That wasn't it. But anyways, it was a good event, a great event. A lot of people came out, and I just want to shout this out that I love this community. We are so blessed, and I hope you see it at 19. How blessed we are to be in a community. And this is what I highlight on this show every single morning. We are blessed to be here in a community where people show up. I mean, you've seen that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love this community a lot. I honestly look at the world and I see all this trouble and stuff happening, but then I look at this community and I'm like there still is a little bit of hope in the world, and it's because of Jesus, and really because a lot of our community is centered around Jesus, and maybe because I surround myself with people that only talk about Jesus and all that stuff. Well, not all that stuff, but about Jesus and his love for us and all what he's done for us and all he calls us to do. And so I think I'm really grateful for this community. I really enjoy being around people, and I enjoy even meeting random people at HEB and just talking to them and saying hi. They're still so nice, and it's not the rude kind of people that you see on Instagram or on your feed. The other day I was thinking about, I was like, I never had a bad boss. I really enjoy.
Yes, it's an opportunity. All right.
No, please do not take that opportunity. But I was thinking about how my dad had bad bosses in Lebanon. I'm like, I can't believe there are horrible people like that.
Yeah.
In my head, they don't exist,
Your dad is a tremendous man, and I won't go into details, about some of the things that he's told me, but I want to say this, he wasn't used to working around, I guess, a lot of loud cursing and things like that. He was telling me this story. I would love to have him come on sometime and share a little bit of his testimony being here in America. I think the world of your mom and dad. I've told you numerous times, especially your mom has mentored me, and she don't even realize it. I think your mom is such an incredible person, the way that she interacts with people and just the genuineness of your mom and your dad. But your mother is so good at it, and it's because the Lord has dwelt very deep in her heart. And I think it's an example for all of us. But your dad was telling me, you know, as he came here, your family, like, you talk about sacrifice. I feel like they gave up a lot to come here for you, which is incredible. And for you to go to school and your brother and the opportunities for both of you and James now. But your dad was telling me this story about how he hadn't been around a lot of environment where there's a lot of swearing. And he said it was really hard on him at first, you know, working with inmates at TDC and things. But he told me, and you know, he's worked his way up there. But there was something that he said, and I shared this with somebody the other day, because we never know the impact that we're going to make. And in the heat of the moment, I don't know if I couldn't have done what maybe I could have. I don't know. You know, hindsight's 20/20, but your dad had told me that there was somebody, an inmate there that was, you know, upset about something. And I know that we had, and I want this to go out because this is on the, you know, we go out over the radio. There may be somebody listening this morning. But he said, in the midst of that, he just told that guy that the other guys were like, leave this guy alone. He's a really nice guy or whatever. And he said, God bless you to the guy. The next day, that guy came back and apologized to him and said, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And let that be an example to all of us. When you are kind to somebody in the midst of what could be anger, in the midst of friction, when you're kind, sometimes it may take a day or a week or even a year, but it comes back to you. And when he shared that story, I think that's such an incredible story for all of us, to not let emotion distract us from our calling. And just that one little seed of planted of saying, hey, man, God bless you, in the midst of like somebody in your face. And so I think that's a pretty incredible story. And it's hard to do that. I mean, I know, Josh, like you go out and you guys do the beach reach thing and all that, and I'm sure there's some friction from time to time, but you have to like hold your emotion in check, right?
Oh yeah. This didn't happen to me this year, but last year, well, actually I'll share a different story because it happened last year to a girl. There was a girl during beach reach, her and her fiance at the time, now they're married and they live in Montana, but her and her fiance at the time were sharing on the beach with us, and she had a glass bottle. I don't know if you know that about like beaches and glass bottles, like it's illegal to have a glass bottle at the beach.
Makes sense. It get in the sand and cut you up.
Yeah.
Just like a swimming pool. You're not supposed to have glass at a swimming pool.
Yeah. Well, she didn't know that. And so she was on the beach and an officer stopped her and gave her a $500 fine.
Yikes.
And this girl like was upset, but like she approached the officer again and said, hey, I'm willing to take the fine, but is there any way that I could pray for you? And that officer started cussing her out, and she's like, no, like, and so she just left. And so I know.
How could you like say no to that?
Like the girl just offered prayer and so
the bottle wasn't like an alcohol bottle, was it?
No. It was like water bottle, but glass.
Wow. You would think that the fine would go to like somebody with an alcohol. I get it. It's glass is glass, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Actually, a different story. The one that I was going to share.
Boy, what happened? So that was it?
I think they talked to the city and because we partner with the officers and the first responders and all that. And so we know the sheriff, or is that what you call it, the sheriff? The leader of all the other officers?
The leader of the pack.
Yeah.
I am Optimus Prime. That is the leader of the pack. The sheriff.
We told Optimus Prime that like to take it off, and they ended up taking it off. So she didn't have to pay $500.
I appreciate you offering to pray over our leader. We will take the fine off.
She didn't bring the bottle anymore to the beach, so
Do not bring the bottle to the beach.
anymore.
You will be cursed at next time again.
And $1,000 fine.
Yeah, $1,000. Well, hey, let's take a break. Let us know you're out there, just like our friend Steph Valley, who texted us in a little bit ago. Steph, always great to hear from you. Steph texting us in at 936-339-0139. Let us know you're out there. We'll stay on the FM today just for a brief moment. After this break, you'll just hear a little bit of background music, and we'll continue promoting and celebrating the good here on Hello Huntsville. Coming up next, it's your Monday Mindset with Kay Boning filling in Rob Hipp and Josh Mashi. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us here on Good Morning Huntsville.
Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
All right, welcome back as we continue this journey here on a marvelous Monday. Underwriting support for Good Morning Huntsville made possible in part by Elliott's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com, and also Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, their website, tomorrowspromise.info. Quick shout out, a lot of people are messaging us in. Hey, you know who texted us this morning? None other than the Molly Jeanette. You want to give Molly a little shout out, Josh?
We love you, Miss Molly. You are honestly one of the sweetest ladies I've ever met. So, and you're like my grandma.
I'm just thinking of a song. Miss Molly, we love you. You're just like a grandmother to us. Beautiful and inspiring. We love you, Molly. Good morning.
To you.
To you. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Molly. We do love you, Molly, by the way.
On Thursday, I told Miss Molly, or actually it wasn't on Tuesday. I was walking behind her and I said, can I call you Malls? Like, that's your grandma name. You know how like people have grandma names or like grandpa names?
Malls?
Yeah, like.
I don't like that one.
Malls?
No.
Why?
It just, I don't know. I'm reminded of like a cigarette brand.
Wait, it's a cigarette brand?
Without the S, yes.
Mall. Oh. No.
Now I'm going to think of Molly and I'm going to think cigarettes.
Oh my goodness.
You might as well just call her Sig. What up, Sig?
That's her grandma name.
Molly, we love you. Big shout out. Molly Jeanette messaging us earlier at 936-339-0193. Hey, how about Steph Valley? Said earlier, Steph is with us. Carolyn Gibson. She is the grandmother of Huntsville, by the way. Carolyn found our program by accident on Facebook probably 3 years ago. And she said she enjoys sitting out and drinking a cup of coffee and listening to us. So, Carolyn, good to have you on this morning. Many others also chiming in on social media today. How about Jamie Saucier, Jennifer Augustinetti, my sister Rebecca on. Good morning, sis. Love you. Quentin Glaze used to be our number one engager. I think he still is, by the way. So we appreciate him. And also, as I switch over to my personal Facebook feed, because those don't show up in our feed here, we have quite a few folks watching there as well. How about Brian Smith, all the way from Fargo, joining? Brian sent me a birthday greeting last week on Messenger. Man, I appreciate that, Brian. So good to hear from you. He said, happy, marvelous Monday. Good morning, Rob in Huntsville. Also, Rick Boning from Vegas joining us this morning. They're at the conference in Vegas is where they're at today. And also Manuel Cervantes joining us too. So we appreciate all of you. Thanks for hanging out with us here on a very fun day. Hey, check this out. My buddy Petey Doris. I haven't seen that guy in a long time. All the way up in Carolinas, man, joining us. Petey Doris joining us today. So good to have you on, Petey. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Well, Josh, let's dig into our Monday Mindset with Kay Boning. We've got a good one lined up for you today. And this is something that you and I can bounce off of. I think that this one is really good. And, you know, Kay and them are, as I said earlier, they're at a conference in Vegas for the school. And so she said, hey, y'all go ahead and do this, and we will. Today's Monday Mindset is this. This is a big one, Josh. Make it about more than you. Make it about more than you, Josh. Okay? Whatever it is, Josh, don't make it about Josh. Make it about more than Josh, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
Josh, you never make it about yourself.
No, I do.
You don't. It's easy to get caught up in our own world. Our goals, our schedules, our challenges, our to-do lists. Life gets busy. And before we know it, everything becomes just about getting through the day. Have you ever just tried to get through the day?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like sometimes whenever I have a thing the next day or something at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, let's finish this quickly so I can get done with this and so I can be there in time and just like hang out. Actually, yesterday I was trying
to just wanted to get through the day.
Yeah, so I can. I had something at 5:30 and I wanted to be there, and so I was just wasting time until then.
Well, life gets busy, and again, we just want to get through the day. But there's something that shifts when we lift our eyes and start thinking beyond ourselves. Robin Sharma talks about living with purpose, and purpose almost always involves other people. I think it always involves other people. And when what you do begins to impact someone else in a positive way, it changes how you see your work, your role, and your life. Think about the things that you're doing today. Is it making a positive impact? Or maybe you're in a job that is a mundane job and you have gotten into this mundane mindset of I'm just here to do my job and go home. I want to challenge you today to move out of that mindset. I just lost a dear friend last week. I think it's important in life that we have a couple of people in our inner circle, and that's it. We don't need to have 10 or 20 people in our inner circle. Josh, I'm sure you have one or two people in your most inner circle that you call on when you need something, maybe a family member or a close friend. But I have a couple of people in my most inner circle, outside of my spouse, obviously, that I can call on, that I can share real life with. And I think it's important that if we want to see real change, first and foremost, we have to be real with ourselves. We can't deny who we are. We can't deny what we've been doing. We can't gloss over the hurt, the pain, the agony that we may be going through. We have to be real. But if we want to make a positive impact on others, we have to find out who we are. And I like this, where it says that if we want to make that positive impact on someone, Josh, it does. It truly sees how we work and our role in our life. And I go back to my friend that I just lost last week. I hadn't talked to him in 4 months. But when we do talk, it's like we hadn't missed a beat. And around Easter. I invited him last year to Easter. He came. He lost his wife a year and a half ago to cancer. He was one of the strongest Christian men that I knew. Anytime that I was going through anything, I could pick up the phone and call him, and we'd talk for an hour or two, and it didn't even seem like we were on the phone. I never heard one bad word come out of this man's life, out of his mouth. I never saw one act of anger towards anyone from this man. He just had a heart of gold. And he would frequently call me and tell me about the struggles that he had, even in his job from time to time, that he was surrounded sometimes by people who weren't believers. He was surrounded by others who maybe didn't share the same views that he shared, but he told me that God had him in that place for a reason, and that he was going to try his hardest to be positive because he wanted to plant a seed in the lives around him. And maybe that's where you're at today. Maybe you work in that job to where things are negative, to where you're always getting beat up. And you know what? You can be the difference maker today. And that, friend, is living beyond yourself. And here's why this matters. When you live beyond yourself, there's three things. Purpose brings meaning. When your actions help someone else, even in a small, minuscule, what may seem tiny way, your work feels more significant. Josh, I think it's cool for you, and I wanted you to interject here. I know you don't like talking about yourself, but I'm going to lead you into something. You know, God called you and your family to come here. You had an idea to go to criminal justice school and to go down that road, but the Lord changed that. And you have a calling and a gift to teach others. And think about the impact that you're making now, teaching junior high and other kids. You know, talk a little bit about that, because, you know, I know as you sit there and teach, sometimes it may feel like, man, are they even listening? But the seeds are being planted. Maybe highlight how important that is. Maybe somebody else out there this morning is in that boat where they're teaching others, and maybe they feel like they're not making a difference.
Yeah, I think it's super hard to, like, especially with like Sunday school and worship and all this stuff. Like, it's super hard to see receptive kids, and it's super hard to do children's ministry because a lot of times you don't see the fruit right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
You might see the fruit in 10, 15 years, and so you're like, what just happened? Like, they just grew all of a sudden. But it's really beneficial, and like, children's ministry is a ministry that you really need to lean on the Lord. Like, you need to lean on the Lord in every ministry.
Yeah, but especially with these little ones,
yes,
man.
like,
because they'll drive you nuts sometimes.
100%. Because like, if they drive me nuts, but I can still see fruit, like, I would still rejoice in the fruit. But a lot of times you don't see fruit, and that's where you have to rejoice in the Lord, that He is bringing them here, that He is pursuing them, that He is faithful, that to the fact that they will come to know Him someday if they don't already know, and they will grow in a relationship with Him someday, whether it's God using you or God using someone else. I think I find a lot of joy speaking to these sixth graders, because when you treat them like they're older than they are, like, they will like mature faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a reason why I matured is because people did not treat me like a child when I wasn't like in my early teens. They treated me differently, and like, I was let in on conversations that might have been like, oh no, you're too young for it. But even though like there's nothing wrong with it, for me to understand, for me to see, and for me to know how life works, you know?
I think the biggest thing that we can do in life, obviously outside of having a relationship with the Lord, is just, and bringing people to the Lord, is just making an impact on others in a positive way. And as you're talking, Josh, I'm sitting here thinking about how it's human nature to do everything big. The phrase, go big or go home. A lot of people use that phrase. Even in the ministry, I think so many times, and this is a whole nother show that we could get into, but I think so many times, even in the ministry, we think that we have to do things in such a big, huge way to make an impact, to where if we don't have 1,000 people in a service, then we're not doing what we're called to do. And don't mishear what I'm saying. I think it's important for a church to grow, but a church has to grow in their relationship with the Lord, not in numbers. And that's what I'm thankful. I'm not just saying it to plug us here at First, but we're seeing that. And I'm not saying that in a negative way to any other. I've been part of churches. I was part of a church that had 40,000 members, one of the largest churches in America. And you know what I loved about that church? Is that they had one location. They were one of the largest churches in America, and they didn't need 200 locations to make a difference. They're making a difference in one part of the world in Southeast Texas. And it was one of the largest at the time. Now I think it's number 4. I was looking this up last night. We don't have to do things, and this is where I want people to start thinking about, here we are. Purpose brings meaning. Purpose does not mean that you have to do things in a huge way visibly, because the biggest thing that we can do in life is to lead one person to the Lord. If you led one person to the Lord, that is bigger than anything that you could have ever imagined when it comes to growth in anything. And this is an area, Josh, that I'm very conflicted, because the human nature in me says that, man, we got to do things big. Like, I want Spirit Radio to be this worldwide thing that people tune in because they get something out of this little corner of East Texas. But it's not my focus. My focus is just reaching people. If we could just reach the one person, if we could reach one person and then one more and then one more, and not try to force growth. And I think so many times in life, we think that if we're going to make an impact and if we're going to find our purpose, that we have to force growth or we have to see things grow. And it's something that I'm still really conflicted on, because at 42, I've had ideas and about how I want things to grow and develop. But I've also learned that, you know what, man, it's not go big or go home. Sometimes it's just investing in the one, the way that Christ invested in the one. He came for the one. The one individually is you, and individually is me. He came for the one. We don't have to have big buildings and big fancy things to make a difference. And maybe you're in that boat this morning. Maybe you're thinking, man, I'm trying to find my purpose, and I really want to make this huge impact, and I want to see big things happen in my life. The biggest thing that you can do is be present for somebody, because that is a purpose that'll bring meaning to somebody else's life. Another reason that why living beyond yourself matters is serving others builds connection. I talk to people all the time who say, well, I'm not really seeing anything happen in my business, or I'm not seeing anything happen in this person's life. My question to you is, are you serving them? Well, how do I serve a business? I don't know. Go pick up a dozen cookies and go take it to them. If you know of a friend who has a business that's struggling and maybe he doesn't have the financial resources coming in right now to do some things, then go ask that friend, is there anything that I can do to help? And you don't even have to pay me right now. Serve others to build connection. Here's one, then this ties into ministry. We were not meant to do life alone. Josh, in your spiritual journey, in your relationship with Christ, could we have a relationship with Christ without ever meeting another person? Yes, absolutely.
But will you grow?
But will we grow? And that's the question. I heard the story of an agnostic man. He now has a podcast called Imagine Heaven. It's unbelievable. This man was at the bedside of his dying father who had cancer. His father had a book next to him, basically, that was what's next, questioning what happens after this life is over. This gentleman, his son, as he watched his father die, picked up that book, and it intrigued him to start reading the Bible. And he wanted to read the Bible so he could disprove everything that was in it. As an agnostic, he said, none of this is real. It's all science. We were just here, and that's how it goes. But as he read the Bible without any other interaction, God began to speak to him. The power of the Holy Spirit spoke to that man, and through his reading of the Bible alone, he accepted Jesus Christ. I think that's incredible, because so many times we have a wall. I have it in my office, a library of hundreds of books, when we forget about the book that makes the biggest difference. I'm not discrediting other books. It's great to have teaching material, but the best material that can teach us is the book, the Holy Bible. Just as this gentleman, as his father died, picked up the Bible, didn't want to believe, tried to disprove it, and now is a believer, now a pastor. And it was all because he picked up God's word and read it. So yes, he came into a relationship with Christ on his own, but now he has surrounded himself with a community of other believers to lift him up. When we serve others, we build connection, encouraging, helping, and supporting others. That's what strengthens relationships and community. And even outside of this spiritual context, if you want to see things happen in your life and in your business, connect with others. We have a great local chamber of commerce here in our community. I know many of you that are behind a prison wall. There are several groups that you can join, support groups. I just met a man here last week, Josh, that was here on Wednesday night. And I thought he was just a college student. And he was looking to figure out where the classes were. And as soon as he walked up and I interacted with him, I knew that he was not a college student. And I knew that he had some things going on in his life. And God put him here for a moment, for a reason. This man had just spent probably a decade or so, from what he was telling me, right across the street at the Walls unit. He said, man, I just got out a couple of days ago. He said, I don't want to go back. And he said, I need Jesus. And I said, well, have you accepted Christ? He goes, yeah, man, I'm a believer. But he goes, I need some Jesus. He goes, are y'all having a service right now? I said, no. We were about to wrap up. It was about 7:00. That's another reason that I thought, okay, well, this guy's probably not knowing what was going on. But he was here. He had a Bible. He was ready to roll. Now, I could have easily said, man, we're about to wrap up. We're done, man. Come back another day. But in that moment, I felt the Lord speak to me and say, pray for this man right now. So we stepped outside. I said, brother, we don't have to wait for a service. We can have Jesus right here, right now. And we ended up praying for about 15 minutes. And at the end of that prayer, I asked the man, I said, can I give you a hug? He goes, yeah, man, give me a hug. And there was this emotional connection in that moment. That was serving others. That service builds connection. I don't know if I'll ever see this man again. I invited him to come on Sunday. I didn't see him here, but it was in that moment that a seed was planted and that there was service to that person to build connection. That type of connection is what strengthens people. I'm not saying it about me to say, look what I did. I'm saying it to you today to encourage you to never pass up the opportunity to embrace someone else. They may be coming to look for something and they think that there is this way that you have to get to something, this checkbox way of, man, if I want to meet the Lord, then I've got to go to church on Sunday. I've got to be in the worship service. God is omnipresent. He is everywhere at every time, past, present, and the future. Don't wait another second to make an impact on somebody's life. Serving others builds connection. And here's the third reason as we continue the Monday Mindset with Kay Boning, making it about more than you. I don't know why I can't say that. Making it about more than you. Why living beyond yourself matters. The third reason. The first was purpose brings meaning. The second is serving others builds connection. The third is impact outlives effort. Listen to this. What you do for yourself stays with you, but what you do for others carries on far beyond the moment. You've experienced this firsthand, Josh, going out and serving others with Beach Reach. Maybe highlight a little bit about the impact that you've seen about impact outliving effort.
Is it okay if I share a different story?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it, man. No, you can't. I'm sorry. Let's go on. No, yeah, go ahead, man.
You've met Brian Morales.
Mm-hmm. Here. Yeah.
And Brian was a friend from high school. And him and I went to high school together and we had a couple classes together. We were going through some old texts together and he texted me a couple times to pray for him. I don't remember a day, but I do remember that I shared with him the gospel while we were in high school, and that's why he knew like he can come to me to ask for prayers and stuff. And then one day after we graduated, we were going and helping freshmen move in. I was a freshman. That was freshman year. We were helping other freshmen to move in as the BSM. And Brian sees me from across the parking lot and calls out my name. And he says, Josh. And I see him from afar. And I run to him and I give him a hug. And he's like, yeah, I've been wanting to go to church. And I told him, like, why don't you come? Like, why? Like, I can invite you. We can go to BSM and sit there and just hear a word. And then I asked him, do you want to meet for Bible study? like just me and you, we read our Bibles together? And he said yes.
Mm.
And that day, like this was the first time I ever shared the gospel using a chapter from the Gospel of John. The first chapter, I've never thought of it as like a way to share the gospel, even though like it's one of the best ways to share the gospel.
Yeah.
If you read John 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And then I think in verse 12 it says, but to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, to them he gave the right to become children of God. And then we got to verse 17, and it talks about the law of Moses. It says the law came through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. And so he asked me all these questions. What's the law? What's grace and truth? And I went through everything and explained it to him. And then I went to Romans 10:9, and I said, hey, you don't have to believe me, what I quote to you. I turned the book to him, and I let him read it. And I said, if anyone confesses with their mouth that Jesus is Lord and believes in their heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. And he started crying.
Wow.
And that day he gave his life to the Lord. Whenever he joined this church, I went up there to hug him, and he said, thank you for being obedient.
Mm.
And I started crying because really, like, I thought of Brian before Jesus, and I thought of Brian after Jesus. Nothing I did. It wasn't me. It was Jesus who fixed him. It was Jesus who changed him. And just the thought of, because someone is willing to obey, it made me think of my life, like the people that I need to be thankful for, because it wasn't just one person who poured into me. It was like, just like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. It took a village to raise me into the way that I am today. It's because of God using faithful men and women in my life to pour into me the Word of God, to teach me the Word of God, to help me understand how to listen to God, how to speak with God, and how to know God.
I can't think of a better way, Josh, and that ties into impact outlives effort, right?
Yeah.
What you do for yourself stays with you. What you do for others carries on far beyond the moment. What a perfect example of that. And
I think of all the people who Brian shared with, and they came to know the Lord. And you think of multiplication. It will live forever, because that's how Jesus shared the message with the disciples with others, and now we have it today.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Josh.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I'm a fan of this zoomed in camera over here, because Robbie J needs a haircut over here. I've got those sideburns going right now that are like starting to flip up front. See that? You like that look right there? I used to know a kid named Ian, and Ian had sideburns that went like this.
Oh my goodness.
So every time I think of that, I go back to my childhood days of Ian. Well, let's wrap up this segment here. So here is your purpose challenge for the week. As we wrap up the K's Monday Mindset with Kay Boning, here are 3 things that you can do. The focus, shift your focus, and ask yourself this: who can I help today? And that helps because it redirects attention outward. Just mentioned earlier, go up to somebody, maybe a friend who started, but what can I do to help you today? The other challenge is do one intentional act, encourage, support, or serve someone in a meaningful way. That helps build connection and purpose. And then finally, see the bigger picture. Remind yourself, remind yourself how your role impacts others. And this creates deeper meaning in daily work. And here's what I was just talking about. I didn't even read ahead, but it ties into this. You don't have to do something big. Get out of this mindset that you have to do big things. I'm not discouraging you to dream big or to have a big vision, but don't let that be the driving force of why you do something. If you do something just because you want it to be big, it is not impactful in the way that it needs to be. Sure, it may grow and things may happen, but are people growing, or are they there just for the rocket fuel for the success as you get to the top? You don't have to do something big to make an impact. And be mindful of that. You just have to do something intentional. And here's a final thought, that life becomes more meaningful when it's not just about you. This week, look for ways to serve, encourage, and uplift someone else. Because when you make it more than about you, you discover a deeper purpose in every single thing that you do. Well, friends, I hope that Monday Mindset with Kay Boning encouraged you. We're going to go back to music and programming here on Spirit Radio. And Josh and I will wrap it up on social media when we come back. We've got a few more things to talk about, the National Day of, and a few other things going on here in Huntsville. So make sure you stay locked in. For those of you on the radio, have a blessed day. For those of you on social media, hey, hang out with us for just a little bit longer as we continue here on a marvelous Monday. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Are you ready for a better way to bank? Join Walker County Federal Credit Union today. As a member, you'll enjoy low-cost loans, no annual fees, and easy online access. We're not just a credit union, we're a community dedicated to your financial success. Experience friendly service tailored for just you. Why wait? Join us online at walkercountyfcu.com or drop by our location at 1802 Normal Park Drive, Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world, let me introduce you to my good friend Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
Hey friend, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. The new year is here, and what a better way to start out the new year than celebrating the moments that matter the most. And you can do that with Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville. Whether it's an engagement, an anniversary, a birthday, or maybe just a fresh start, Elliott hand selects every diamond, and he creates meaningful pieces that are designed just for you. There's no crowded showroom, no pressure, just personal attention and jewelry that tells your story. So again, start the new year with something timeless. It's Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville by appointment only. Book online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Hi, I'm Kanan. No, listening to Barrett Radio.
And now back live from Studio 1229J in Huntsville, Texas. It's time for Rick.
And then Josh, you're supposed to say, and K's.
For Rick.
And case.
Top 10.
All right, Rick may have sent me a top 10 list, but I wanted to do something a little different today because that's his deal. All right, Rick and Kay are not here. But I have the top 10 things you should never do on, because today is National Big Wind Day.
Big wind day.
Big Wind Day.
Big win or
Wind.
like
Big wind. Yes, that kind of wind.
okay.
Not any other kind of wind,
Okay.
but this kind of wind in the earth. Top 10 things you should never do on National Big Wind Day. All right. Do not, Josh, set your fast food napkins on the hood of your car.
Oh yeah.
I've had that happen before. Don't do it on National Big Wind Day. Number 2, do not trust a lightweight lawn chair. It's kind of corny. Number 3. We're going backwards, by the way. We're just doing the best to the worst. Okay. Number 3, so it's going to get even more bad. Number 3, do not wear a hat you actually care about. Do you have a hat that you care about? I've never seen you wear a hat.
I wore a hat during Beach Reach both years. I usually don't wear hats.
You have the cool hair, though, that like would fro out of the hat.
I do?
Yeah, you should try it.
I feel like if I put on a hat, it's like my hair gets too like it's too big. So
now you let it poof out the sides, man.
Mm.
So if you do that, don't wear your favorite hat on National Big Wind Day today, okay?
Okay.
Number 4, do not open an umbrella unless you want to wrestle it on National Big Wind Day. Number 5, do not try to carry loose papers outside on National Big Wind Day. These are really bad, by the way. Viewership is dropping off. Number 6, do not leave your shopping cart unattended. I have seen Wind carry a shopping cart and almost smash into another car. I grabbed it for the person.
Oh, my goodness.
Grab your shopping carts on National Big Wind Day. All right. The next one, do not assume your hair is going to survive. Now, this is mainly for the ladies, but it also will impact Joshua Mashi with the curly hair. Okay.
If it's also National Humidity Day. Oh, my goodness.
Josh is worried about his hair on Humidity Day.
Yes.
Do not grill with a paper plate in one hand on National Big Wind Day. I've had this happen. I literally have been holding a paper plate. A gust of wind came. It's funny how this thing knows me. This happened to me. The plate blew away, and then I was like, where am I going to put the patties? Well, don't put a paper plate in your hand on on National Big Wind Day. Yeah, every time I do that, you need to go, okay. All right, the next one. Do not tell your children, go fly a kite, unless you mean literally on National Big Wind Day. And the last one, the most important one. Do not pretend you are calm when the wind almost takes your car door off on National Big Wind Day. There you go. Those are the 10 things that you should not do on National Big Wind Day. I'm kind of disappointed. That wasn't really a good list.
Well, I found it funny. A fly kite. The kid will just fly with the kite.
We used to have we had like a dome tent growing up, and the dome tents always came with the rain cover. And I got this actually at a garage sale. It's a little boy down the street named Jose Gonzalez. And I remember little Jose. He was a few years younger than me. I was probably 10. And he was like that kindergarten kid that was cool in the neighborhood, right? You ever know about this? Like, you know, you're like the 10-year-old and you feel like you're the big brother to the kindergarten kid down the street.
Yeah.
We lived in a really safe neighborhood, and so everybody got together and played together, and all different ages. And I remember little Jose. And I had this bright idea at 10 years old, because this top of this dome tent was like a parachute. And so I had this bright idea to hook it up to the loops of my belt. You know, like your pants have the belt loops? Uh-huh. Well, there was 6 hooks. I was like, perfect, 3 on each side. And so I tested this theory of the parachute by jumping off of things that were semi-high. Lo and behold, the wind actually caught enough and gently lowered me to the ground. It was really cool. I was really scared to do it higher than I probably should have, though, because I didn't want to break a leg, because you do need adequate time for that thing to get the wind under it. But I started thinking, boy, little Jose, man, he's little. It's a little bit lighter than me. We ought to attach this thing to him.
Oh, my goodness.
And so we attached the top of this tent as a parachute to little Jose on National Big Wind Day. Let me tell you, a big wind came, and little Jose got lifted up off the road and carried about 40 feet.
Oh, my goodness.
Luckily, he didn't get hurt. And that poor little boy was screaming. And at 10 years old, that means that this happened 32 years ago. Good night. And thankfully, his parents never called me or my parents to say, what did you do to little Jose? But the wind, I'm not joking, the wind got under that thing and carried that little boy about 40 feet.
Goodbye, little Jose.
Yeah, little Jose was gone.
He disappeared.
He was all right, though. Hey, well, today, besides National Big Wind Day, today is National, is this right? What is today, man? Is today April the 13th? It is?
Yes.
Well, today is National Make Lunch Count Day today. Make your lunch count today. You know what? I heard that City Hall Cafe has a salad bar now. You a salad guy?
I do. I do love salads.
Double Dave's already has one, which is really good. Go over there and try it.
I'm not a big American salad guy.
National Big Wind Your Day. Every time we say that. National Peach Cobbler Day. Are you a peach cobbler type guy?
No.
Have you ever had it?
Yes.
Warm peach cobbler with ice cream?
I don't like peach cobbler.
Have you ever had it with ice cream? Warm?
Look, I don't think fruit should ever be warm.
Have you ever had peach cobbler warm with ice cream?
Yes, but I don't.
You have, and you didn't like it?
No, because I don't like warm fruit.
All right, I'm going to introduce you then. If you don't like that, you probably won't like this, but I'm going to get you an apple fritter. Have you ever heard of apple fritter? I'm telling you, buddy, it sounds horrible, but there was a lady when I had my IT company. She used to order from the Schwann's, man. Schwann's is not a thing anymore. was an American culture icon that's now gone. They renamed it to some company called Yellow, and then Yellow went Bellow, and they're gone. Schwann's was who remembers Schwann's? If you're out there this morning and you remember the Schwann's delivery trucks, you let me know. Because and Schwann's was so cool. You could place an order, they'd come each week, and you got to know your Schwann's guy. It was usually a guy, but there was also some Schwann's gals out there. But you got to know your Schwann's guy so well, and you trusted him that you'd give him the code to your garage. You'd keep a freezer in your garage. He would come and not only deliver the food, but he'd put it in your freezer for you. That was the Schwann's guy. And a lady turned me on to apple fritters that the Schwann's guy had, the Schwann's man. And she said, you need to take this apple fritter, you need to warm it up in the microwave for exactly 28 seconds, and then you put a scoop of ice cream on top of it.
Why 28?
That's just optimum. That 28 degrees is the optimum temperature. I couldn't do it. I had something in my throat. The apple fritter at 28 degrees. See, I can't do it.
No, you're killing it.
No, that's not it.
No, I promise.
The last one. At 28 degrees, the apple fritter. There's something going on there. It's like my ears are plugged up.
Yeah, maybe.
But at 28 degrees, that was the optimum temperature. And then you put ice cream on top of it. Surprised that nobody's commenting saying they remember the Schwann's, man. I miss the Schwann's truck. I'm going to get you that, though, and you're going to try it. So if you don't like peach cobbler, we're going to get you to like at least apple fritters with ice cream on them, Josh.
If they're cold.
All right, couple of last things today. Well, I'm sure you got one of these. Making celebrity news. You know, how we're like E-Entertainment here on this show. Celebrity news that everyone and no one cares about this morning. The save the dates have now gone out for none other than Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding weekend. Are you excited about this, Josh? Are you ready for it?
I don't care for them.
The big event will be in New York City, July the 3rd, July the 4th, famously Swift's favorite holiday. This year, also the celebration of America's 250th anniversary. Josh Mashi did not get a save the date invitation to the wedding.
I did not.
Hey, at least they're getting married.
Yeah.
You know, at least we got to find some bright spots in life. At least they're getting married.
Amen.
Amen. There you go.
Hey, it's okay. I didn't want to go anyways.
All right, listen to this one. An 18-year-old Chick-fil-A worker in North Carolina made a surprising discovery in the restaurant's bathroom during his break.
Oh my God.
Now, what do you think that? No, I won't let you go down that rabbit hole. He made a discovery, though, in the bathroom. There were 2 white envelopes near the toilet. Thank goodness they're not in the toilet. All right, you ready for this?
It's drugs.
No. Listen. One labeled First Citizens Bank, and the other envelope, Truist Bank. These 2 envelopes contained a total of $9,333. And instead of pocketing the cash, as Joshua Mashi would have done, Jaden Centron turned it over to the restaurant's Human Resources Department so it could be returned to its owner. Now, let me ask you a question. What was $9,333 doing in 2 envelopes in the Chick-fil-A restroom? Sounds like somebody was leaving something there for somebody else to pick up for something.
Drugs.
Anyways, Jaden, you're a hometown hero, a national icon this morning for returning those envelopes.
I don't think that's a hometown hero move.
Yeah, for Jaden it is. He returned the envelopes of money.
Well, I think he should have given it to the church.
No. Well, congratulations, Jaden. Here's something that I thought was kind of neat. Women in the United States gave birth to roughly 710,000 fewer children last year. It's almost 1 million fewer babies last year compared with the peak in 2007. This was according to preliminary data released last week by the CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention. What do you think plays into that? Why would there be less babies, John? I have an idea, but what would your idea be? Less babies. Almost 1 million less babies last year were born. Well, why do you think?
I think things are getting way too expensive.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And so people are just not wanting kids.
Less babies, less on the pocketbook. So there you go. You're exactly right. That is the reason why. And in line with this, pawn shop owner. You ever been into a pawn shop?
Yes, in Lebanon.
What's a Lebanese pawn shop like? Is it like you walk in like, hey man, give me your money? Is it kind of, or is it just pretty mellow and chill?
No, it's like really chill.
Okay.
You would buy anything.
They have like jazz music going when you walk in.
No. That would be actually sick.
Welcome to the Lebanese pawn shop. We got lawnmowers and jewelry too. Whatever you need, come on in, blue.
No, it was just Arabic music.
How does it? Can you sing something for us?
No.
Okay, he will next time.
I can play something if you ever want to.
Yes, please. Piano?
No. I'm like Spotify.
Okay. I thought you were actually going to bust out an instrument. Well, anyways, pawn shop owners across the United States say that they've seen an increase in demand for loans in the past month or so, just a sign of how punishing higher gas prices are for some Americans. You know, somebody was complaining about, we have gas at $3.19 at the Smileys here in town. That's not bad.
Yes, but I saw $4.49 yesterday.
Where? The Smileys there on 45 at the intersection?
No, it's do you know where Chicken Walk is?
Yes.
That gas station.
The new one there across the street?
No, not the new one. It's like if you keep going down that road.
Oh, okay.
But it's at the intersection to Sycamore.
Okay.
I think it's Sycamore.
Well, Smiley's $2.19. The new Smiley's there, 75 at Veterans Memorial. There's like a cross, not the shell that just opened up. They're still expensive, but that Smiley's over there, home of the Huntsville world famous hamburgers. Which, by the way, the burgers. Boy, my friends over at Montgomery Road, Sylvia's not going to be happy. I'm sorry, Sylvia, but I have had Smiley burgers now from 2 different Smileys. They are on point. They are using the same cooking method. They both tasted great. You went with me to that new Smiley's. The same, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's the same. I haven't had the other one. I've only been to one of them.
Oh, I thought you went with me. Oh, you know what? Maybe I think Tyler Fordyce and I went to the new one.
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
Right. The same, though.
I love that burger. I still need to take some of my friends to eat at that burger place.
Sound all set. You got to say it also. I love that burger. I love that hamburger.
I love that burger.
Poor Josh. All right, couple of last things here that probably do not matter. But did you know that most of us have one middle name, but 3.5% of us have 2? Do you have multiple middle names?
I have none.
No middle name at all? Is that a culture thing in Lebanon?
Yeah. In Lebanon, you usually don't have a middle name.
Really? If you could have a middle name, what would you want it to be?
Well, I had people vote on my middle name, and it's Nicodemus.
Joshua Nicodemus Mashi.
Yeah.
You are the last one. Make your way. You're never going to lose this battle. You are with Optimus Prime.
I love Optimus Prime.
Joshua Nicodemus. My middle name's Jordan with a G. It's pretty legit.
That's actually cool.
It's Jordan with a G.
Robin Jordan.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Oh, wait.
According to a survey, eggs are the worst food to keep as leftovers. You like eggs?
I do love eggs.
Scrambled, poached, how do you like them?
I love them boiled.
Boiled. Ooh, yeah, hard boiled. You like the center, the yellow center, or just the outside?
I like the outside, but I love some deviled eggs.
Mm-hmm. Dude, all right.
Yes.
I could eat about 100 of those and then not feel good, but I could.
Yeah, your pancreas would go.
Yeah, pancreas would be long gone, buddy. Experts say that Monday, by the way, if you're looking to buy a car, today is the best day to do it. Monday is the best day to buy a car. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Probably because nobody's going to buy a car on Monday.
I was really excited about the Ford Lightning pickup truck. And I'm at a point now to where my truck, I could actually go trade it in and I wouldn't be upside down. And I seriously thought about this, and I thought about trading it in for a Ford Lightning because I've seen Ford Lightning sub $40,000. Well, right now, my truck payment's ridiculous. I have a really good interest rate, though, 2.25%. I had it when I was up in Fargo. The only reason that I bought that truck is I had a Kia. I loved my Kia Optima. Man, that thing was clean. It had heated and cooled seats, all 4 of them. Had a nice moonroof, and the whole top of that thing would open up. And I bought that car for $17,000. Beautiful Kia Optima. In fact, I think still one of the best vehicles I've ever owned. Well, when I got to Fargo, I needed to trade it in because the Kia Optima is no good on the ice. So I traded it in for my truck. I like my truck. And when I was up there, the payments, I could afford it. When we came back, the payments are a little high. So I started doing the math, and I could actually get a Ford Lightning electric truck for a couple of $100 cheaper than what my truck is now. Although I only have 2 more years on my truck, it would add another, then I'd be in another 5-year, 6-year loan. I was all excited about this, Josh. I did the math on it. I said, man, I'm only going to spend a few $100 a year in energy. The electric vehicles, the electric trucks are getting really good. I read a lot of reviews on Reddit from people that own the F-150 electric Lightning. They say it's the best truck they've ever bought. They love it. The torque, all of that has been great for them. They can even tow with it. And you get about 400 miles. Well, here's where I'm going with this long ramble. Ford has discontinued producing the F-150 Lightning because they say that they're losing about $100,000 on every truck that they sell. So they're done. No more F-150 Lightning. And so I started thinking, maybe it's not a good idea to buy this truck now that they're not producing them anymore. But I really do. I'm at a point now to where I think if I ever had to get a new vehicle, I'm going to go electric because my truck is terrible on gas mileage.
Like fully electric or half?
No. We have a hybrid right now with our Hyundai Santa Fe, but it's still only 30 miles to the gallon. I would like to get a fully electric vehicle truck.
30 miles is so good.
It's okay, but it's not electric fully to where you just plug it in and you're ready to go.
Yeah, but to plug it in will take a lot of time.
You just let it go overnight. And they have superchargers now, these turbochargers. My buddy has a Tesla, and that's really what got me. I said, yeah, there's no way I'm ever going to buy an electric vehicle. That's hogwash. It's just like people probably that said, oh, there's no way that they're ever going to no one's ever going to overtake the video stores. You're always going to be able to rent movies. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? That was hogwash because now there's none that exist anymore, hardly. But I got in his Tesla, and the thing blew me away. And I said, dude, I thought this was a scam. He's like, no, it's the best car I've ever owned. And it was like a 2017 model. He got that car for like $15,000. It's unbelievable. And now I'm reading about these electric trucks that are really good. And I'm really wanting to do it. And he told me it's cool because you plug in like on the map where you're going to go and it tells you where you should stop. And it gives you a good 50 to 100 mile buffer too. And he called me one day and he was like, yeah, dude, I'll be there in a minute. He goes, I had to pull over and charge. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I was already going here and I was already planning on that I'd have to charge. He goes, but it's a 15-minute turbo boost. So I'm over here getting something to eat while it's charging. So you learn to figure out how to do it. And he was still at my house on time.
Buc-ee's has charging ports now, too.
Buc-ee's. Nothing.
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. Oh, you have to flip the camera to you and say that. Buc-ee's. 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 Anyways, all right. Well, there's some information that I think is really important that you need to know, by the way. Do you have a dog?
No.
Okay, good, because you're saving $717 a year per dog.
Wait,
717 only is what the average dog costs its owner. If you had a fish, have you ever had a fish?
No, but I know someone who has a fish.
They're spending about $35 a year on that little booger.
Okay.
So $35 for a fish, $717 for a dog. And then this is kind of crazy. It shows you how small properties are here in the United States. The average size of the American lawn, only 5,500 square feet. That is the average size of an American, because of all these cookie cutter neighborhoods. You know, everybody's side by side and just jam packed. It's good if you have to mow your lawn. It's not good if you want to have privacy.
True.
So there you go. Y'all have a pretty good little lot sized yard over where y'all live at.
Yeah. But whenever we lived in a cookie cutter home, we did not.
You didn't have it. You had like a strip.
Yeah.
Like a lawnmower width in between you and the next house. Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap it up. I appreciate all of you for hanging out with us today. Big shout out, as always, to Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at Elliot's Jewelers for all of your jewelry needs. Go by and see my great friend, Mr. Elliot Herzlich. He'll take care of you. He's been doing it for many years. By the way, he supported and continues to support so many organizations, including Rotary. 2 beautiful necklaces. One of them a diamond, one of them a ruby, custom-made necklace that was won at our Wine Quest on Saturday. So thank you, Elliot, for all that you do. ElliotsJewelers.com. And, of course, here on this marvelous Monday, couldn't do it without Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Big shout-out to Rick and Kay Boning. We appreciate all that they do in our community. 3 locations to serve you. Tomorrow's Promise, early childhood education. The Montessori method is the best, I know, because both of my children are there. You can find out more information online at tomorrowspromise.info. And last but certainly not least, a huge shout out to our friends at Huntsville Memorial Hospital. They have been serving Walker County for many decades. They can take care of you when you need health care. Think of our friends at Huntsville Memorial Hospital. They help to make our stream coverage possible. For Joshua Mashi, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at 11:30 for lunch break. Until then, so long. See you, Josh.